So the motivation for this project was to develop a breakaway connection system for roadside signs that would break away cleanly under small vehicle impact in a way that is not sensitive to the manner in which that connection system has been installed. What we set out to do is to develop a new connection system that would be insensitive to installation procedures, would break away under small vehicle car impact or small vehicle impact, but also be capable of resisting hurricane wind force loads. So the method that we used to develop a new connection consisted of extensive use of computer simulation to essentially model and then evaluate the performance of different types of connection systems. So based on the completion of the initial phase of physical testing, we've found that the results from the physical testing agree well with the predictions from the computer simulation models. And based on that, we're confident that when this system is ultimately subjected to vehicle impact testing, it's anticipated to perform as was previously predicted using computer simulation, that is within acceptable parameters as they're set forth in design standards. So the Pendulum impact facility that was developed as part of this project was in fact developed with capabilities that far exceed the needs of this specific project. And the reason for that development or that choice was to enable future research projects that might have different needs to use the same facility. That way the investment of effort that's gone into the construction of this facility will be usable in future research projects that may involve different types of physical testing. One of the key challenges in designing a breakaway connection system is that the system has to be capable of breaking away under relatively low impact loads, as would be generated by a small car impact, but at the same time strong enough to resist very strong hurricane wind force loads. And so that's a particularly challenging condition because on one side you need a very strong system for wind loads. On the impact side, a very strong system will lead to the system not breaking away and potentially subjecting occupants of the vehicle to unacceptable levels of deceleration. When a vehicle strikes a breakaway system, the intended behavior is that the impacted post breaks away from the base and then rotates away from the vehicle, allowing the vehicle to traverse beneath the sign. Typical situations, for example, in a three-post system, the impacted post will break away, the remaining two posts will ensure that the sign remains upright, or at least that the vehicle is able to traverse beneath the sign without being impacted by the sign panel.
The impact pendulum facility basically was developed through the sign breakaway research project. The vision or future vision for the thing was to create a system that can not only be used for the sign breakaway project but for further uses as well. So that's the reason you see the extent that it is currently. So far the outcomes have been very promising. We've noticed that the current research has proved to work fairly well. Proven to be versatile, proven to be very efficient when it comes to the use of the pendulum and how the pendulum works. From the sign research side of things, the sign in the end worked and it worked well. It's just the implementation side and furthering that research to get a much more efficient design. Hopeful for the research, I guess, would be looking at to improve mainly the safety of the Department of Transportation, improve the safety as much as we possibly can. I mean, that's the whole goal of this research, is to make things more efficient and safe at the same time.